Westfield Memorial Hospital provides high-quality health care to residents of Western New York, offering patients the most sophisticated medical advancements while keeping the ease and familiarity of a community hospital. Support for Chautauqua Sunrise has been provided by WRFA 107.9 FM, Jamestown's public radio station, streaming online 24/7 at WRFALP.com. Low power to the people. Meter's Restaurant, a family tradition for over 50 years in downtown Ripley, is a proud supporter of Chautauqua Sunrise. Meter's provides all-day dining, banquet services, and custom catering, specializing in pie. Funding for Chautauqua Sunrise is provided in part by the Chautauqua County Industrial Development Agency, with offices in Jamestown and Dunkirk, helping businesses to prosper throughout Chautauqua County. From supporting people with disabilities to enjoy great lives to providing health care services that are available to anyone, the Resource Center has been improving our county for more than 60 years. Learn more about how the Resource Center makes a positive difference in people's lives.
Is getting vaccinated on your to-do list? We can help you check it off because we make getting vaccinated easy. You've got this because we've got you. To learn more, visit yougotthis.usaging.org.
From the Access Chautauqua Studios in Mayville, it's Chautauqua Sunrise. Chautauqua Sunrise is hosted by Doc Hamels and supported by the award-winning volunteers at Access Chautauqua. We are here to share local news, colorful interviews, and events of interest to everyone. Chautauqua Sunrise is broadcast live Saturday mornings each week from 9 to 10 a.m. Send events via email or call us live. Check us out on YouTube and Facebook. And now, from the Access Chautauqua Studios, it's Chautauqua Sunrise.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Doc Hamels, and welcome to Chautauqua Sunrise. Well, I hope you're having a good start to your day. I don't know where you are in the world right now, but it's snowing here in Mayville, and the roads are a little slick. So please, if you're out and about, leaves from the Mayville Westfield Hill, I guess that'd be east on 394 going into the ridge. Just take your time. It's snowing pretty good. Towards the lake, it seemed a little better this morning, but it's cold out there, 11 degrees, so bundle up. Well, I always say good morning, but that's because we're live right now, streaming around the world and wherever you are. And some places are good afternoon, over in Europe and so forth. Natalia, good morning. I know you're watching over in the Ukraine. My cousin's over in Belgium, and my cousin's in the Netherlands, and people all across the United States and, well, different places throughout the world. Where do I not have someone? I don't know. I'm working on Australia. No, well, actually, I'm working on that. Anyways, good afternoon to all my listeners on WRFA 107.9, Low Power to the People, Tuesdays at 1 o'clock. They are so good to take our soundtrack and rebroadcast it throughout the week, or each week, I should say, and glad that you could join us. We got a good show for you in store. As always, we're going to be talking about some veteran services that maybe you have not heard of before. And I want you to make sure, if you know a veteran or you are a veteran, watch the show, and it's on YouTube forever and ever, and on our Facebook, so you can always go back and look at it. So I'm giving you a little idea that this is going to be an important show that we really haven't done in a long time on this particular topic. Here's a good teaser, huh? If you do want to rewatch this show, we are on YouTube, and also the show is rebroadcast every day throughout this week from 2 and then again at 8 o'clock on channel 1301 on Spectrum, okay? So please check us out. Also, if during the show you have a question, a comment, something you want to share, something you want to ask my guests because they just are like a wealth of knowledge when it comes to veteran services. 716-753-5225. Give us a call. We take live calls. We're happy to hear from you. That's what the show's all about, is communicating and getting you the information you need. If you're shy, talk to Randy. He'll write it down on a little piece of paper, or they'll talk to me through my earpiece, and we'll get your question on the air as well. Throughout the week, if you have an announcement or anything you want to share with us, chautauquasunrise@gmail.com. Okay, so you should be able to get a hold of us no matter what. Alrighty? It's Mike from Portland's birthday. Well, good morning. And Mike, I know you watch, so happy birthday. I just got that on the wire in my ear here. And so Mike calls in from quite a bit of time, and also he's been a follower of the show from day one, I believe. So Mike, happy birthday. Let's see what else we're going to talk about. Buffalo Bills, doing all right. We'll see how far they go. We got our fingers crossed that they're going to get through the next hurdle here with Kansas City. They're at home for a change, so maybe things will change this year. Once again, to me, it's entertainment. I'm not going to have a heart attack if anything else goes wrong, but got to win this year. All right. Announcement, also, we mentioned it last week, that over in Ripley, we had the Hometown Heroes banner project. And if you want your veteran to be on a banner, well, contact me at my veterans office. I've become part of the veterans group down there. My historian's job over at the town hall, or you can go to the town hall and talk to Riley Interline. I'll get a hold of Dave Bauer, anyone of the veterans in Ripley. February 2 is the deadline to get your money and reservation for your banner. I'm helping because I'm doing the spreadsheets, and we're going to do the photography for the photographs to get them ready for the banners. I'm so stoked about this project. It's going to be way cool. So again, the Hometown Heroes Project banner for February 2nd deadline. So get those in. All right, I'm going to talk about something that somebody might say, ooh, gross. Well, I'm going to talk about it. Oh, I've got a phone call already. Good morning, caller. Who is this?
Oh, hi, Doc. It's
Hey,
Mike Carlson.
Mike from Portland.
Yeah. I just telling Randy, I wasn't even going to go on, but I told him I heard the announcement, and so, well, thanks for remembering.
Well,
and today is the actual day.
Da-da-da-da.
It is today. All I can say is I'm 69. I got one more year to be in my 60s.
That's right. And after that, it's no big deal.
Okay, good.
It's just like the 60s. It's just a different number. That's all.
Yeah. So, anyways, I really didn't have anything. So,
all right. Well, anyways, thanks for checking in, and have a great day.
Okay, Doc. We'll see you.
Okay. See how easy it is, folks? Just call in and talk with us. We don't mind. All right. So I was going to talk about a topic that most people don't want to even discuss. As we get older, especially after 50, I think is the magic number, your doctor's going to say, by the way, it's time you get a colonoscopy. And you might say, why are we talking about that? Well, I just had mine yesterday for the third time. And the reason why I bring it up is because I always like to share with you things that are of personal nature, but also that is good for you. And so if you are hesitant, it's no big deal. Why? Because if there is an issue, it's one of the most treatable situations that you can have. And it's also one of the situations that if medically you're having issues and you don't treat it, it's not going to get better on its own, and you're going to be very ill or worse. So I had a great experience at Westfield Memorial Hospital, one of my underwriters. I want to mention that I was in and out of there, I know it seems hard to believe, in 2 hours flat. Where do you go to a hospital where you go in, you check in, have your procedure, and you're out the door in 2 hours? I was amazed. Nice and clean there. The nurses were a riot. They kept me laughing the whole time I was there. And the doctor did a great job, and all is well. So I encourage you, if you, one, get your vaccinations. Two, if you need to get a colonoscopy, do it, because it's better to know what's going on inside than just worry about it and not do anything about it. Okay? So that's that. Some people, Jeff, want to know how often you should do it. That's really up to you and your doctor. Some people go every 10 years, some do every 5 years, some something in between. So that's really, I don't think there's a total rule of thumb on that. So I won't go down that road. I'm a doctor, but not that kind. All right, let's get to some quick announcements, and then we'll get to my guests who are anxiously waiting to come on and tell you all good stuff. All right, slide 15, Jeff. Infinity Visual and Performing Arts is proud to announce yet another member of their team, and this person's just returned, Eric Pearson. Eric will be teaching guitar lessons as well as group classes and workshops, ensemble direction, and serving as Infinity's equipment manager. Originally from Jamestown, New York, Eric Pearson returns after 15 years of teaching and conducting guitar ensembles in Austin, Texas. He holds a MM in music performance from Ithaca College, a music education degree from SUNY Fredonia, and has taught public school, college courses, community college, and private students for over 20 years. As a performer, listen to this, he's worked with Rich Little, John Bacon, and Bruce Johnstone. Actually, I performed with Bruce Johnstone once in Ripley during a kid concert. That was really cool. Among other jazz musicians, and toured frequently as a member of the Fredonia Guitar Quartet. Eric was a member of the next generation of Infinity students around 2001. He then worked in various positions, including private lessons, instructor, ensemble director, director of curriculum, program director, and acting executive director. Woo! He worked with the Austin Classical Guitar Education nonprofit from 2011 to 22 as a curriculum developer and in support of guitar programs in over 50 Austin schools. In addition to school programs, Eric spent a decade conducting adult amateur guitar ensembles. He is also a frequent clinician at state and national meetings for music educators, including conferences hosted by the Texas Music Educators Association, and on and on and on and on and on. Wow! Well, welcome back, Eric, to the area, and everybody knows I'm a guitarist, so that's way, way cool. All right, let's continue on. Pearl City Clay House, which is part of Infinity, has a few events left for the end of January. All right, so we got January 24th, Quick Clay Coiled Bowl. That's what it's called. From 6:30 p.m. to 7:30 p.m. Join Deb in the clay studio to experiment with one of the oldest ceramic techniques and make a small coiled bowl. Perfect for yogurt, berries, and snacks. We hear cats love them too. Cost is only $10. Then on January 26th, that would be Friday, Coffee and Clay from 1 to 3. Join them in the clay studio on Friday afternoons for an opportunity to try throwing on the wheel. Always wanted to do that, throw some clay. Along with some time for coffee, a sweet treat, and a chance to meet and make new friends. They provide the instruction, tools, and clay, as well as coffee and treats. Come try something new this year, $45. If you're 55 plus, call and ask about their senior discount for this event. So imagine that, you can get your colonoscopy and a discount. Wow. Felted Forest Bowl. January 26th, also later in that day, 5:30 to 8:30. Join local artist Debbie Penley in the studio as they continue their celebration of all things woodsy and fiber in honor of this month's gallery exhibition by making a wonderful little felted bowl with an optional wooden handle. It costs $45. Then, same day, somewhere in that same building, from 6 to 7:30 p.m., Clay with Renee. Clever. These are open-ended sessions for you to make whatever you'd like. We supply an instructor with years of hand-building experience. The event fee includes using our tools, textures, and stamps, expert help from the instructors, and 1 pound of clay, $15. Justin, get your dad over there. He needs something to do. Then, same days, from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m., textured teacups. Join their program director, Deb, in the clay studios to create a set of textured teacups. Together, they'll use custom-made bisque stamps to create beautiful textured designs. So if you're into clay and felt and fiber and all that stuff, check out the Pearl City Clay House. Sounds cool. And if you have questions, give them a call at Infinity at 664-0991. Let's go to the movies. In Dream Scenario, this can be shown Wednesday, February 24 at 7 p.m. Hapless family man Paul Matthews, played by Nicolas Cage, and we were remarking Nicolas has aged since the last time we saw him. Look, he's lost his hair. Finds his life turned upside down when millions of strangers suddenly start seeing him in their dreams. But when his nighttime appearances take a nightmarish turn, Paul is forced to navigate his newfound stardom in this wickedly entertaining comedy from writer-director Christopher Borgley. and producer Ari Aster. It's rated R. It's 100 minutes long. Tickets are $7, and if you want to go to the box office, they're open throughout the week, or you can give them a call at 716-484-7070. Now, doors open in Jamestown. This is an announcement. Wow, I'm going to do this the best I can because there's a lot to talk about. This is an event they've been doing for a few years now where they open various venues that normally you have to pay. And they say, hey, locals, if you haven't had an opportunity to get here during the rest of the year, we're going to give you a deal. Free of charge for the most part. I think one or two of them might have a little cost. But remember, some of these, you got to do a reservation ahead of time. I'm going to give you the list, so here we go. Catch my breath. 19 local venues will participate in Doors Open in Jamestown Saturday, February 3. That's just a couple of weeks away. Doors Open is designed as a day when local museums and attractions open their doors to the public for free, providing opportunities for local people to get a taste of the many assets available right here in our own community. Participating this year are, here's the list: Audubon Community Nature Center, the Chamber of Commerce and Visitor Center, Chautauqua Sports Hall of Fame, the Fenton History Center, Infinity Visual and Performing Arts, Jamestown Prendergast Library, the Lucille M. Wright Air Museum, Lucille Ball Desi Arnaz Museum, Lucille Ball Little Theater of Jamestown, the Martz Cole Observatory, Marvin Community House, the National Comedy Center, Northwest Arena, Partridge Sheldon House. That's a new name. I know Sheldon, but now it's Partridge Sheldon House. Pearl City Clay House, Reg Linné Center for the Arts, the Robert H. Jackson, Roger Torrey Peterson Institute, and the Winifred Crawford Dibert Boys and Girls Club. Those, some of these require pre-registration and restrictions, so check ahead of time. Doors Open will run from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. And also there's going to be a scavenger hunt using questions at each location with answers to be submitted by text. Some local businesses will also take part in this text scavenger hunt with details to be announced later on. All right, so that sounds like fun. All right, Jeff, let's go to 18. Winterfest. This is over in Bemis Point. This is going to take place today from noon to 6 p.m. over at the Bemis Point Golf Club and Tap House. Bring your family and friends for the 10th annual Winterfest. This is an eventful, fun-filled winter day in Bemis Point. Right off the trail, you can ride in or drive in. Lots of exciting events, vendor, dealer, displays, prizes, music, and a whole lot more. Let's see what they got. They got live music featuring Black Widow from 1:30 to 5:30. Cool. Christmas tree bonfire. 100% of all monies raised goes to 5 snowmobile clubs in Chautauqua County. The Chautauqua Lake Snowmobile Club will be there. The Cherry Creek Snowgoers, Ellery Snow Cruisers, and Lake Effect Trailblazers, and so forth. So it sounds like a lot of fun. Check it out. Then this I didn't know about this one. This is, I think, kind of new. The Fredonia Farmers Market. Usually you think about going down the street and doing this. This is going to be held in the Masonic Lodge over on Main Street in Fredonia. Looks like every Saturday now through February 10th. All right, so every Saturday starting today, 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. a farmers market, Fredonia. What are they going to have? Well, fruits, maple syrup, honey, eggs, quilts, flowers, baskets, artisans, and just a whole lot of stuff. So every week, Saturday, 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. at the Masonic Lodge in Fredonia. Sleigh rides at Chautauqua. Again, today, tomorrow, and next Saturday, 1 p.m. to 3 p.m. at the Chautauqua Institution. It's going to be at 10 Robert Street in Chautauqua. Get ready for snow. It's here. Much fun with seasonal events on grounds and the sleigh rides by State Line Horsemen's Association. You get tickets right there at the Chautauqua bookstore. So if you're interested in a sleigh ride, check it out. Okay. Dora, I already talked about that one. Okay. And then last slide, number 19. This is near and dear to my heart. The Rotary Club of Westfield Mayville. We have our Super Valentine's Virtual Gold Rush. All right. This is the time to buy tickets ahead of time if you want to. Saturday, February 10th, okay? And this is something we do live streaming on Facebook and Zoom at 7:30 p.m. All right, we've been at the Westfield YWCA. I'm not sure where I'm going to be this year. I MC the thing. Grand prize, $1,000, okay? And that's being supplied by the South Ripley Solar Project folks. And then there's all kinds of other prizes, different gift certificates for all the vendors in the area. And you can see some of those right there. And the proceeds, of course, go to community service projects and student scholarships at Proctor & Sherman, Chautauqua Lake, which includes the Ripley students, and Westfield schools. Tickets are $25 each, but if you get some friends together, they're 5 for $100 or $20 a piece. You can get tickets from any Rotary, including me, or you can give Katie Riley a call, who's the chair of this, at 716-785-1384. You got to be 18 years of age to participate. So that's it for my announcements. We're going to take a little breather. We'll be right back. Stay tuned.
If you drive buzzed, it could cost you around $10,000. You'll face major legal fees, major fines, and steep insurance penalties. You could lose everything. Buzzed, busted, and broke. Because buzz driving is drunk driving.
Nothing more to say on that one. Okay, folks, well, I want to welcome back to the studio two folks that have been very involved with veterans here in Chautauqua County. Greg Carlson is joining me again today. He's the director of Chautauqua County Veteran Services. I got that right this time. And then Cindy Reedy, who was here 7 years ago talking about the Dwyer project, and we're going to get into that in great depth, but I can't believe it was 7 years ago and you were just getting started, and just recently you were honored by the Mike and Kathy Ricketts Leadership Award. Congratulations.
Pretty awesome.
That's no
Thank
small
you.
matter. I knew Mike personally, and I know that he would be very proud to know that you were his first recipient, so well done. So Greg, let's start with you since you're the boss man. What's new in veteran services at the county? Anything?
The only big thing that's new is we just moved offices.
Again?
We're moving offices again.
Where you going? Where you going?
But
Yeah.
we're not going far. We're moving one floor down.
Oh, geez.
So we're still at 567 Warwick Plaza, but we are moving to the first floor in the old Church on the Rock office. For people who are familiar with that, it is much better for handicap accessibility,
Yeah.
more space, double doors if someone has a wheelchair to get through, and best of all, we now get to co-locate with the private first class Dwyer program and the program coordinator, which is sitting right next to me.
Okay.
So,
We'll get to that in a minute.
yeah.
Okay.
So that's our big news.
I live in Ripley,
Okay.
and it's been a long time since I've been in the Jamestown area. So where's Warwick Plaza? Where is that?
If it's on Fairmount Avenue.
Yes.
Okay. If you're heading from Jamestown to Lakewood, it's in that in-between place known as West Ellicott.
I know that.
Yeah. We are across the street from the Tanglewood Manor.
Okay.
We're kind of next door-ish to the Salvation Army.
Okay.
We're kitty corner from the Saloon, which is a local pub,
Okay.
and right next to Spectrum Eye Care. So there's all kinds of land references.
Oh, I know where that is. Yeah. It's kind of pushed back from the road a little bit.
A little
There's
bit,
like
yeah.
oh.
And before you had to park in the back, and there was no really good direct. We thought it would be better for handicap accessibility than it was. But the new place that we're going to, everything is one level. So it makes it very easy.
Okay. So, clarification for those that don't know your program. Who do you serve?
So we serve the veterans and eligible beneficiaries of Chautauqua County. And we help Chautauqua County veterans and eligible beneficiaries get VA benefits,
Okay.
whether that be health care, compensation, or pension.
Somebody's watching right now, served, I don't know, a couple of years in, I don't know, the Navy. They come home now. They did their whatever you call that stint, and they're 25 years old. Should they be contacting you?
Oh, absolutely. Any veteran who has
25-year-old kid should be.
absolutely any veteran who has served should call us and check out what benefits are eligible for.
Like what?
Health care.
Really?
So health care is one great advantage is if you are eligible for VA health care, that does meet the requirements of the Affordable Care Act. It is free or very, very, very low cost health care, and it's comprehensive. If someone had an injury or illness related to service, or they had a toxic exposure such as Agent Orange in Vietnam or burn pits in the Middle East, and they have a health condition related to that, they may be eligible for compensation from the VA. The possibilities are endless from VA benefits down to local benefits like property tax exemption.
All right, let's jump to the other end. 95-year-old World War II veteran.
Same.
Well, they're old. They get Medicare. They're,
Still, there's something that they could potentially benefit from, and they do all the time.
So how do they find out?
Give us a call.
So
our number in Jamestown is 716-661-8255, and you can set up an appointment with myself or Big Mike.
Big Mike,
who's been who's been with the county almost as long as there's been a county. Yeah, either one of us, and we'll sit down with you and we'll go through all the benefits you may be eligible for, or something you may be eligible for down the road. And I've actually now been in the position long enough where I've met with somebody who wasn't eligible at the time and said, hey, okay, right now you don't meet these criteria, then either A, something changes, or B, their life circumstances change, like they retire and they no longer have the same income that they once had before. And said, hey, you told me that if my income had ever changed, come and talk to us. Am I eligible now? Why, yes, you are. So I've actually been around long enough now to see it where people who were once not eligible are now eligible. Same thing with the most recent, when I say most recent legislation, probably about a year and a half ago, the PACT Act. PACT Act, which is big and has added millions of claims, which has kind of slowed the veterans benefit side down, but it made a bunch of veterans eligible for benefits that weren't previously eligible. So
who are they?
Things are always, some Vietnam era veterans who served in Thailand who weren't previously considered exposed to Agent Orange have now conceded. Okay. We did spray Agent Orange in Thailand as well, so
like
they've been
newly discovered information.
Well, it's not really newly discovered information. It's newly
recognized
information
as an issue. Okay.
Yeah, and then the same thing with Gulf War veterans who served near burn pits, and they're starting to see the health consequences of that. And then there's always a few other small ones that are more niche, but yes.
Okay, and I always ask you this question, and you've been on this show a zillion times now, but I ask you every single time, because I want to clarify for people that are listening right now, because so many people don't see themselves as a veteran or eligible. Define veteran.
Okay, we always have this conversation. So a veteran is anybody who served their country, whether it be in the Army, Navy, Marine Corps, Coast Guard, Merchant Marines, active duty or reserves. So everybody's a veteran who served. Now, to be eligible for VA benefits, it's based upon your time on active duty. So a lot of times people will call, they'll be a reservist, and they say I'm not a veteran because I never served on active duty. You are most certainly a veteran, but to qualify for VA benefits, it's primarily based upon your active duty service.
So no matter what, give you guys a call.
Give us a call. And even reservists and guardsmen in certain instances will qualify for benefits. So if they were injured in the line of duty, so they had a line of duty determination while they were doing their drill weekend and they were injured, then they can receive the same service-connected disability benefits as active duty members. It's just there's a little bit more complexity in proving the claim as compared to their active duty counterparts.
Okay. Mike from Portland right now is in the northeast corner of the county.
Okay.
And he's watching TV and he knows some veterans, but they're saying, I'm not going to go to Jamestown. It's too far away.
Then they will talk to Dunkirk Dave. Or just Dave.
Dave Adams.
Dave Adams, and he is located at the Dunkirk, it's the VA community-based outpatient clinic, but his office is there. And his number is 716-268-6030, and he does the same thing that Big Mike and I do.
Okay. So no matter where you are in the county, shame on you.
There's somebody you can talk to. And if you don't like any of us, give us a call anyway, and we'll send you to somebody who you like.
I know all you guys, and you're all great, and so I can't imagine anybody not wanting to talk to you. Okay, and final question is this. In order to get benefits, basically all you got to do is get your physical. I mean, it's a VA medical benefits, right? You just got to get a physical every year.
Oh, okay, yeah. So
I don't know what I'm talking about.
So
you know what I'm talking about. I don't know what I'm talking about.
So the first thing that we do is we determine a veteran's eligibility.
Right.
If they're eligible, we can help them enroll. And once they're enrolled, to stay active without having to re-enroll, they typically have to go once a year.
Okay.
and get their
Easy
physical.
peasy, once a year, that's it.
Easy peasy once a year. So we always recommend, even if somebody has the absolute best, most comprehensive health care that you can possibly get through their employer, but they're still eligible for VA benefits, we still recommend enroll and get your once a year physical, because contrary to popular belief, you're not taking away from veterans, you're helping veterans, because manning and providers at these clinics are based upon eligible veterans enrolled, not the number of visits. So one person who visits once a month, 12 times a year, counts the same as the guy who gets his once a year physical.
Cool.
And if you don't have those guys who get their once a year physical, then you lose people from the rolls, and as a consequence, you lose manning.
Okay,
So-
we're going to get to Cindy in 1 second. The camera's got to come at me because I want to look right into the camera when I say this. My mother told me very explicitly, do not enroll your father in VA benefits. And I said, why? Because she said he'll lose his insurance from the company he worked for, which was outstanding, and it'll mess everything up. And she was wrong. That's all I got to tell you.
Yeah.
People got this misconception about insurance, and had I known that she was wrong, I would have enrolled them and gotten more involved, and perhaps could have gotten some things that, I mean, they lived well into their late 80s and 90s, so I mean, there probably was some things they could have gotten through the VA that they wouldn't have had to pay for. So anyways, folks, don't hesitate if you're a veteran to check things out, because it's a benefit that was part of the deal when you raised your hand and took your oath. Right? All right, enough with Craig. Cindy, welcome back. 7 years ago, you were just starting this program. And you told me before the show you had, like, I don't know, what, 15 people? How many were involved? Very small group.
We started with a little coffee hour.
Yeah.
Met at a coffee shop on Forest Avenue, and had 6 or so. And they would come, and I was just adding to the program and finding out what veterans were looking to do and what'll get them out of the house.
Okay, so let's start the story from the beginning.
Okay.
All right, first of all, who was Private First Class Dwyer?
He was an Army combat medic, and he came home from Iraq with a brain injury and post-traumatic stress, and ended up self-medicating because he wasn't real interested in going in for counseling, as many of them are not. And over the time, the issues started popping up for him, and he self-medicated with a chemical cleaner, which worked great for him. It numbed his emotions, his memories, and his physical pain. So it worked well, and the more he did it, brain damage and all the other things, which created paranoia, violence. His wife and child left him, and he ended up passing because of the overuse of this substance.
Was he local?
He was a Long Island
Okay.
kid, and ended up in a cabin in North Carolina.
Wow.
And by himself,
Yep.
and
Yep.
which was very sad. And his parents stepped up and went to the state legislature and said, we need to do better for our kids. We need to have something when they come home, or these veterans that are very lost and not connected. They've missed that camaraderie, the things that really gave them that feeling of safety. So the state threw some money together for the 12-13 legislative session, started a couple of Dwyer programs in the New York City area just to see how it would go. And as of last spring, our governor has awarded, she put in to award every county in the state to have a Dwyer program.
Excellent.
So there are now 62 Dwyer programs. We're all very different. We're all run very different because everything is different. You know, we're rural.
Of course.
We have, 2 kind of small cities compared to New York City, who
Metropolitan areas,
has,
millions and
one of them has a storefront where they just triage suicidal veterans all day long and get them set up at the VA. So we're very different here. And so the goal of Dwyer is to get these vets out of the house, find something that makes, has interest to them. That what reason would you get out of the house? And that's what the question I always ask. What do you like? What did you used to do for fun? What got you out of the house? I had one of my Monday morning coffee hour guys say, if I didn't come to your coffee hour on Monday morning, I'd probably still be sitting in my chair on Wednesday. So it's that get up, get your week started, make some connections, have a cup of coffee, laugh with some guys that understand where you come from, what's going on in your life. They're typically ones that are maybe not connected with any other veterans programs. So
Okay.
we
So how did
started-
you get involved?
I got involved because I was a Blue Star mom.
Okay.
And I was also working for the county.
Mm-hmm.
I did some child protection work and with children's mental health. And this opportunity came up, and the president of Blue Star Mothers, a friend of mine, Susan Rowley.
She's been on the show?
Yeah, she has. And she's a great girl, does a lot of wonderful things for
Yes,
the
especially
for the
Christmas
community.
time, big
And
time.
Christmas time, yeah. Almost 1,000 boxes again this year. And if I said that, and then I found out it was probably like 1,002.
Yeah.
But it was, we were right on that
Right on
edge,
the
and the
money.
community comes together.
Yeah.
It's a great project. It's a great thing to be involved in at Christmas time. Excuse me. And she had talked to me about it at one point, that this thing is coming. You know, this thing is coming, and you would be so good at this. And my son was serving at the time.
Mm-hmm.
So I am not a veteran myself, but my dad was, and my father-in-law was, and then my son served 8 years.
Yeah.
So that's kind of, he was an Apache helicopter pilot.
Oh, wow.
And so that's kind of, he didn't share like any information with me, but I learned because by being with the other moms, and then once I started working this program, I ask questions all the time. I learn something new every day about what it's like to be a veteran and what does it mean. And the lingo is different. They have their own language, and it's learning experience every day.
I'm sitting here laughing because, like you, I never was officially a Blue Star or anything, but we were a Blue Star family.
Parents, right?
Parents. And my son was in service for 25 years, and he was Special Forces.
Yeah.
And we never knew half of what he was doing.
Yeah.
And then found out later some of the things awards that he got that we didn't even know he got. And then found out he had a Purple Heart, didn't know he had that.
Oh my goodness.
Stuff like that. So
Yeah.
I understand exactly what you're saying as a parent.
As a parent.
I'm not a veteran myself, but as you said, we have 3 generations right at this moment that are veterans. World War II, my father-in-law, the veteran of Vietnam, and then also now the Afghan and that sort of thing.
Yeah,
So, okay. So, veterans, to me, as a rule, you don't even know they're veterans. They
Right.
walk down the hall, unless they have one of those caps that says, there's ships on there or Vietnam village. And other guys don't even have that. They just go about their day.
The younger ones don't.
No.
That's
They
kind
have
of
the
a
tats.
Vietnam.
They have tattoos. If you look up their arms,
Oh,
look at
yeah.
that, that sort
Oh,
of thing.
yeah. Definitely,
But
yeah.
so, Greg and I have had this discussion quite often. Is that veterans don't say much. They don't want to get services because they want other veterans that need it more.
You hear that all-
they're like rockheads in my
Right.
mind. It's like, come on.
Right.
You can't keep carrying the whole world on your shoulders here.
Yeah.
Sometimes you need help. And PTSD, I understand, and there's all forms of it. Whether you're in service or you have something traumatic in your life, it's all the same. You repress, and then it comes out in the weirdest ways. So, what are the things you're seeing that people that have this, that it's not helping them in their lives because they have PTSD?
They isolate. They just start, they become, and the more you isolate, you stay home, choices are, you start making some poor choices, whether it's eating, poor eating habits, whether not eating at all or overeating, substance use, abuse, just the isolation from the rest of the world, and that socialization is what is so important. And once they get out and start finding something that they enjoy doing, it can be life-changing for them.
Okay.
And sometimes it can start with simply stopping in for a cup of coffee on Monday. I told you we had generally about 6 would come for coffee, and I would do it a couple times a month. Now we meet every single Monday morning at Christ First Church. And this is generally my Vietnam guys and girls, but not necessarily. And now we're averaging 50 every Monday morning.
50?
50, yes. We had
50 veterans come out Monday morning.
52 right before Christmas, and the first Monday that wasn't a holiday after, we had 47.
That's terrific.
And it was terrible out. And I thought at 10 of 10 in the morning, like, we only have 7 guys here today, and one lady showed up, and like, it's going to be a small day, and then they just all of a sudden they roll in. And they have coffee and they laugh, and it's a great way to start their week.
Okay,
but
now,
that's just a minor, that's one of the many things that Dwyer
and we're going to get into all that. So where you meet again?
Christ First United Methodist, so we're right at the corner of Buffalo and Lakeview by the cemetery.
Oh, I know where that is.
And they're very kind, and they let us use their Dara Hall.
Okay.
My 92-year-old mother, she's not quite 92, she wouldn't like that, 91
I'm not going to tell her.
year old mother is still baking cookies for us. And we have coffee. And sometimes other people bring goodies for us. But this Monday coming up, if anybody wants to write this on, it's a great time to come and check out our program. The ladies from the church, Connie and Sue, are making breakfast. So it'll be biscuits and gravy and French toast casserole and all kinds of
Holy
goodies.
cow.
Yeah.
Yummy.
It's good stuff.
Okay, how about this? What if the spouse of a veteran, could they come?
We have a table, we have a girls' table, and because the females that come, none of their husbands come.
Oh.
We do have female vets. We have about 6 or 7 that come every Monday, but we have a couple of tables that we call it our girls' table, and it's not support group. We're non-clinical, so they're
So
not.
you're not a shrink?
No, I am
Not
so
a
not
social
a shrink.
worker.
I'm a mom.
You're a mom.
I mom the program.
Okay.
That's how I run it.
So it's non-threatening? Don't need insurance? You don't need it?
I don't need any ID. I don't ask for their DD-214. They don't even have to sign in unless I've had to pay for something, and then we get some signatures. But there's no forms to fill out. That's a big part of what Dwyer is like, you can come. It's a guilt-free program. You don't have to, all of a sudden, asked to be a treasurer or something. Like, there's nothing.
All
You
right,
just come,
and
have
I'm not
fun.
fooling around right now, but I mean, this isn't like some meetings where you stand up and say, "Hi, I'm John, and I'm a veteran." No, I mean, it's not like that.
I make them listen to me.
Okay.
I stand up and I say, "Hey guys, this is what's going on this week, and anybody got anything they want to share?" And sometimes it's like our friend, one of our long-term Dwyer participants, because they're not clients, because they don't have to sign in for anything. They're not required to do anything. Is struggling and having some dialysis treatment, and everybody, send Cal card, send a greeting, do something, catch up. It's just a good way to share information without it being anything.
Okay,
more.
so we'll come back to that.
Okay.
Mike from Portland has done an unprecedented thing here. He's called twice in one day. Mike, good morning again.
Hey, Doc. I was listening to your guest talk about the Dwyer peer-to-peer program, and I am not a veteran. I'm not a veteran either. Okay,
that's okay.
But what I do know a little about is our church, which is the Tri-Church Parish in Brockton, is.
Here's your Jimi Hendrix moment. You gotta move away from the TV.
Oh, wait a minute. Well, I turned the sound down. Well, here, let's do this. Let's see.
Okay, it's okay now, I think.
Okay, all right, turn the TV off. I'm getting a lot of background noise just from the phone or microphone, whatever. But anyways, a couple of years ago, somehow our church got involved in the Dwyer program.
Okay, Cindy's recognized that, yeah.
Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, you're fine, yeah.
Okay. Anyways, since I'm not a veteran, I'm not really involved with that ministry of our church. I don't know much about it, except it started maybe a couple of years ago. I know it has really grown, and if there's somebody that wants information, I'm sure they can go to the website for Dwyer, but they can also go to Tri-Church Parish Brockton, and I know there's a page about the program, but I mean, if somebody is interested in the North County,
there you go.
That is one opportunity there. Maybe there's more, I don't know.
Well, thanks for sharing that, Mike. Thank you.
Just wanted you all to know that.
Well, all right. Now we've got that too. Cindy,
That's a great segue, Mike. They put on a breakfast once a month at the Tri-Parish Church. It's the
Tri-Church
group. I know. I always mix it up. Sorry.
Many other people.
It's run by Veterans for Christ, and that is one of our partner programs.
Wow.
So I support them by helping purchase the food for those breakfasts.
Mm-hmm.
And they have a great volunteer crew, and they have 40-ish usually come
Wow.
and have breakfast once a month. And that's where I'm headed after the show today. I'm headed
okay.
down there, so I will be there.
All right.
All right.
And they also, that group, Veterans for Christ, also does 2 coffee hours. They have an office, storefront, has couches and a table and a little kitchenette twice a month on Thursdays. And you can always find that information on our Dwyer Facebook page and in our Dwyer email.
Mm-hmm.
You know a lot more about it than I do, so I'm going to just say goodbye, and but I
Okay.
wanted to bring that
Thanks, Mike.
Thank you.
up. All right.
Talk to you soon.
Okay, bye.
Great. Okay, well, there you go.
There you go.
Somebody's listening.
Yeah, yeah.
All right, so are there other locations besides Brockton and Jamestown that you work in the county with this program?
We have had a girl that's done some gaming in the Silver Creek area. She's in RN school right now, so she's not be able to do it. But one of the other things we do is we've taken a break in the winter because of flu season and COVID and all that,
Yeah.
but doing visitation at nursing homes, going and seeing those veterans that a lot of times don't get any visitors at all. So our veterans and our veteran supporters, which can be a wife, a widow, just a volunteer. We've got a couple that are non-veterans that have veterans in the family and just want to do something nice for veterans. So we meet, there's 8 nursing home visits during the month, and we spend about an hour visiting with their vets. The staff
Are those all in
brings them-
Chautauqua County, or do you
Chautauqua
do you ever
County.
get down to the Erie, or?
No,
Okay,
no, we
just
stay in
the
Chautauqua
state.
County.
Okay.
Mhm. We did take a little pause on it because we'll just have a crew ready to go, and the nursing home will call and say, COVID again.
COVID again, yeah. Kinda go with
So we
the
said,
flow.
well, we'll just take a couple months off, plus the weather is kind of unpredictable.
Well, you know, you're absolutely right, because there are veterans that are in these nursing homes, and for whatever reason, they don't have much family, you know. And just to give my own Rotary Club a plug, we do our Christmas card project, and maybe you've heard of it, Westwood Mayville Rotary Club. We send out 2,000 Christmas cards, handwritten, from all of us, and many times we're sending them out to the veterans groups and the senior citizens and that. And so it's people reaching out to people, right?
Right,
You know.
right.
I'm going to make a statement, and I please take this the best way I can put it. I see so many commercials on TV about different programs that people are saying, you know, our veterans aren't being supported, and this and this and this and that, and please pay this money each month, and on and on and on. And I'm thinking about all the programs you guys provide here in Chautauqua County. I'm going like, either I'm missing something, or we're not doing what we can for veterans. I think we're doing pretty good here, right?
We have a lot of things available. Well, Chautauqua County does a great job. And services that we don't offer, we link them with things because there's so many opportunities. And we don't have some of the city problems. We don't have the huge homeless veteran situation and some of those things. But, you know, if we come by a homeless vet, we link them with one of the, you know, UCAN, the Mission.
Right.
We find that they get help.
So
They get help.
sort of like a one-stop in some regards for veterans, right?
Should be able to.
All right, I know this seems hard to believe. We have another phone call. Good morning, caller.
Good morning, Doc. Good morning, Cindy and Greg. This is Linda Spalding.
Hey, Lynn.
Greg, this is the voice from the past.
Good
Good
morning.
to see you on the show.
Yes.
And thank you again for your commitment to the veterans and for what you did for all of our country. And I do vouch for the wonderful activity and accomplishments of the veterans in Chautauqua County. There's a tremendous amount of services. I happen to know about it.
Well, thank you for sharing that. So, what's new with you? Anything?
A bunch of polar bears on the show, right?
Randy's out there. He's a polar bear. I don't know where he is right now.
Yeah, I'm not crazy about this frigid weather.
No. It's
No way.
a little too much. You getting snow right now?
No, we don't have too much.
Okay, because it was snowing when I came in here earlier, but hopefully it's going to level off. All right, well, thanks for calling in, Lynn.
All righty, have a wonderful day. Stay warm, and Cindy and Greg, keep up the good work, and Doc, you too.
Oh, well, thank you.
Thank you.
They do all the work. I just talk, ask questions.
Thank you.
Okay,
Bye-bye.
thank you. Okay, so Greg, you've thrown a number at me, and I think it's somewhere between 10 and 11,000 veterans in Chautauqua County. I'm hearing 40 in Brockton and 50 in Jamestown. I think we're a little light.
Well, that's just coffee hour.
Oh, that's just coffee hour.
That's
All right.
just Monday morning coffee hour.
All right, what else we got?
Oh, so I have this paper.
Go for it.
I
I'm ready.
have
I'm
this
going to make a
paper.
list right now.
Oh my goodness, I'll just give you the paper after,
Okay,
and
I'll
you
sit
can
back and relax.
you can do it. So we do everything from physical things like camping. We have a partnership with the YMCA
You go camping where?
at Aniasa.
Cool.
Yeah, it's really fun. Last we did in October, we had 42 vets and families. That's one of our family events.
Cabins or tents?
Oh, cabins.
All right.
Bathrooms and heat and yeah.
That's glamping.
Yeah.
I'm a tent guy.
Well, and we can do that too if they want to. It's try to bring programming that they
yeah.
want. What interests them? And camping is one of them. But there's so many things. One of the neat kind of things we just did is I'm once a month on a video call with the other Dwyers in the state.
Okay.
And we entered, our little Chautauqua County introduced World of Warcraft online gaming for all the other Dwyers. And there's all kinds of words in there that I don't understand because my guy Josh set this up. So there's things like alliance and hordes and
This is an online game?
an online gaming thing.
So like you're sitting playing with other veterans at the same time?
And they can, play
my
at
gosh.
11 o'clock at night when they can't sleep. They can get on and they can play, and it's a private group. So anybody that's in it is just part of the Dwyer program, and it's just the rest of the state was excited. So we'll be having veterans from all over the state joining in, playing with our guys and girls. Anybody can play it. There's a fee for it. I had a few memberships that I could pay for. I've kind of exhausted those already, but get them going, and that's a common interest. That was something that I know nothing about the stuff. The same thing as our Dungeons and Dragons group. I don't know anything about it, but that crew, those guys are so committed. Every Thursday night at 6 o'clock at Faulkner Legion, they get together and play Dungeons and Dragons.
Wow.
So that's what I said. It's not just a group of people coming for coffee an hour a week. We're going to be starting our own color guard, honor guard.
Oh, that'd be terrific. I could see that in a lot of the
It's going to be
parades.
kind of an informal group, and I'm not sure about parades because the people in it are like,
Forget the parade.
it's a lot of walking and stuff. But there's basketball games to open. There's ceremonies to do.
That's true.
And so we've got a meeting on January 29th at 6 o'clock at the Sauron Legion. That'll be our planning meeting, our getting it kick-started and getting it started. So it's another activity. It's something that they can feel like they're, kind of giving back at the same time and enjoying doing. So yeah, I have 2 pages of activities and things from bowling to...
Keep going. I mean, I want everybody
want me to
listening
read?
Yes, go for it.
let me read some of the list then.
Please do.
A hunting camp, that's a collaboration with the Veterans for Christ group. We had 4 days of deer hunting. It was archery.
Okay.
We're using the new Casadega hunting store. Upstairs they have a really nice archery range. So we're using that, and one of our guys is an expert archer in teaching it, and they let us use their equipment.
Perfect.
We flag cemeteries during different events,
Okay.
bowling, archery, Dungeons and Dragons, axe throwing. We did that one night.
Axe throwing?
Yeah, and Frewsburg has an axe throwing business.
I probably shouldn't do that.
We did it. We've done it a couple times.
Have you done it?
I said I would throw it once.
And?
I hit it. I didn't hit the bullseye, but I hit the target.
All right, well, that's
and
good
it
enough.
stuck, and that's kind of a big deal. We held our very first tea party for grandparents at the DAR house, which is now called the Sheldon Partridge House.
Oh, that was
It's
what I
on
was talking
Friday.
about, yeah.
Right. And the idea of the tea party was a lot of grandparents are raising or are taking care of their grandchildren during summer.
Yeah.
And so we had a tea party, and we had like 38, I think, people attend and dressed up in hats and fancy things. And all the grandparents got to meet each other. The little kids got to play together. So a lot of them, there were some veteran children. Most of them, I think, were veteran grandchildren. And it was a good chance for, it's just a whole different group. Attend games. We had a picnic at a pond, an ice cream social night, a dog ruck walk We, in collaboration with the Alliance for Suicide Prevention of Chautauqua County,
Wait a minute,
I work
a
a lot
dog
with.
what?
Well, a ruck means they wear the big heavy stuff on their back. but
okay.
We didn't make the dogs carry anything.
Okay,
but
okay.
That's what we called it.
That's Army talk or whatever.
Yeah.
Ruck packs.
Yeah.
Okay.
Walked, took everybody brought their dogs, did a nice little dog walk
Oh, that's always
around
fun.
Bergman Park. We go to Panama Rocks and putt-putt and a family day at Waldemere Park. We had the Delta Duck guys come in and talk about duck hunting.
Okay.
A man came in and taught our morning coffee hour how to tie flies for fly fishing.
Is this all just like 1 year, or is this over the years?
No, this is in 23. We put on a Women's Veterans Day luncheon because did you know there was a Women's Veterans Day in June? The second weekend in June is
Greg,
Women's
you let me
Veterans
down.
Day.
What is it?
It's either the 11th or 12th, and forgive me because
In what month?
June.
June.
It only has been acknowledged for like 5 or 6 years, and New York
Never heard
State
of
is
it.
one of the few that acknowledges it.
All right, we got to work on that.
So we throw a luncheon for female vets.
How many are we talking here in Chautauqua County, Greg?
Now, female veterans, I can't give you an overall number. She can
Ballpark,
tell you.
ballpark.
So if you figure that 19% of the force is female now, and it was about 10% historically, if we have 10,000 veterans, we have about 1,000 female veterans.
My mouth almost hit the table. I had no idea it was that many. Holy cow.
Yeah.
All right.
We have a ladies' night once a month. This month, which will be Monday night, we're playing bunco at that church, Christ First Church, which I didn't know what bunco was, but
don't know what bunco
I
is.
thought it was a card game, and I never wanted to play because I'm not very good at that. It's a dice game. It's really easy, and there's no skill, and it's fun, and you laugh, and we have
Okay.
something to eat. We
I
bring a
trust you.
dish to pass.
Bunko.
Our gala is that's our highlight for the year. We put on a gala.
All right, what do you mean by gala? Like dress up
So
in
a
music? and
Gala, yeah.
Almost
So
like a military ball
it's
type.
the
Really?
That's how it
Yes.
started
Very
with that
nice.
theme, in the theme of a military ball. Every year is a different theme. We've done Kentucky Derby, we've done Paris. Last year we did Enchanted Forest. This year is going to be a masquerade mystery dinner theater.
We'll have to put the doc on the invite list this year.
Would you like to come?
You never know. The question was, it's a formal gala?
It's
Well-
but once again, it's Dwyer. So if you want to come in your jeans, we're not going to not let
Okay,
you go.
just show up.
But
Yeah.
it also, we have my planning committee. Last year, we had 32 on the planning committee. So it's not just about that event that night. It's about these vets and vet spouses and
This is terrific.
get
This is-
together.
I'm amazed here.
Frequently. This year, we're working with Spire Theater.
Okay.
They're helping us put on the production. It's going to be. It's just fun. It's something my girls will start, like the day after the gala, I got to start looking for next year's dress.
Right.
They start planning. And
fun.
some of my vets, that's the only time that they come out to do anything like that. I had one that hadn't been in a room that size since Vietnam days.
Yeah.
Just couldn't handle that room. But walking in felt like he was at a family reunion. He could see he was safe. I let them come in the night before. Pick your spot to sit. Where is it comfortable? Where are you going to be okay? And so you know what it's going to be like.
Okay,
and
I
it's
got to
not-
stop you right now. We're down to less than a
Okay.
minute. So 2 things. Number 1, how come I didn't know about all these things and I'm not announcing them for you?
Okay.
So in the future, I expect to get lots of announcements.
I send them out once a week. So if you want
Not
to be
to
on
me,
my
I don't get
You want to
because
be
I-
on my
they-
list?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Okay.
And number 2, because we got a half minute left, how do people get involved with you? What's your contact information?
Probably through either the Facebook page, which is Dwyer Chautauqua, or my phone number, which is 716-969-5542.
All right, 969-5542.
That's my cell, so it's with me all the time because I'm not an office girl. I don't sit still real long. I'm always out running and doing things.
guess
and
so.
Planning things. And we do have a wellness fair in August that's coming up. That'll be
That's
a
terrific.
big for lots and lots of providers.
And all kidding aside, please send me your information. I will make the announcements every single week.
I will do that.
That's my promise to you.
Okay.
All right, folks, we're run out of time. Folks, they're watching right now. I hope you got a feeling that there's support out there, and if you're a veteran, check it out. One more time, 969-5542.
Correct.
Cindy Reedy. Now I know why you got this award. Wowza.
Thank
Wowza.
you.
That's all I got to
Thank
say.
you.
And Greg, of course, same to you. Just doing a great job with our veterans, and so proud of you guys and what you're doing. And like I said, I know my family's involved with veterans things, so good for you. Folks, I hope you enjoyed the show. Use this show as a reference on YouTube. You can look at it over and over again. You need the phone number, addresses. Go back, look it up, and it's on the show. All right, we're going to do this again next week and next Saturday. And stay warm, stay dry. I guess we're going to have a warm week, so be careful out there. Bye-bye now. Thank you.